Hi, welcome. I'm Michelle Bell. I'm really excited to be kind of a guest speaker, I guess, with Holly's team. So welcome. And we're going to go ahead and get started because I like to start right on time. And the format's probably going to be a little bit different. I know Holly's been doing Google Hangouts, so a little bit different here. But I have some really great information to share with you guys. So I'm excited. So we're just going to jump right in and get going. So my name is Michelle, and I'm a Black Success presenter with Unique, and I've been with Unique since October 2013, so about 15 months, and it's been exciting. Before that, though, I was actually with another direct sales. So I've been doing direct sales for a while, so some of the tips and things I'm going to share are, things that I've gotten not just from Unique, but from my other business experience, and then, plus some things that are really, just with Unique that I've done with that. So with Unique, I sponsored 130 presenters personally, and with my other business, I would say I typically sponsored, 1 to 2 every single month. So over the course of 7 years, I sponsored quite a bit with that business as well. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so I want to do a quick little assessment. I want you to think honestly to yourself, how is your sponsoring? Okay, so we all have, I guess, different levels, right? Some of us may feel like we are talking to people and we're not finding anybody interested in the business. Okay, that could be somebody's level of sponsoring. Some may feel like I don't really care about sponsoring. I don't want to sponsor. I don't even know what it's about. Why do I need a sponsor? Okay, that might be you. Others might feel like, I really want to sponsor. I'm really trying to sponsor, and I'm just not finding anyone. Or maybe you are finding people that are interested, but then they decide not to sign up. So there's kind of that whole range there. So we're going to talk a little bit about each of those and solutions for that. So the first one, if you are finding that you are not sponsoring, you're not sure why you should be sponsoring. I really feel like sponsoring all starts with being intentional. If you are not intentionally looking for people and talking about the business, it's definitely going to be harder to sponsor. Will you find random people that come to you? Yes. I mean, that does happen. I've had people that, come to me and say, okay, tell me more about his business. So I'm very, very intentional. I have specific goals every single month to sponsor. I have a number of how many people I want to sponsor in the month, and I do activities specifically toward that goal. So I find that, you can sponsor by accident. Yes, it can definitely happen. But is it going to likely happen? Probably not. And is it going to get you to the goals that you have? If you have, specific income goals with Unique, probably not. So I would encourage you to really be intentional with sponsoring and to, make that a monthly goal. This is how many people I will sponsor this month. If you're looking for a good goal to have, would be 3. That's what leaders do, is at least 3 people each month. When I started out with this business, the first month I sponsored 5 people. My second month I sponsored 8. And one thing you have to know, again, because I came from another business, I basically left my previous business to do Unique only. I mean, the minute I signed up with Unique, I didn't focus on my previous business at all. I only focused on Unique, and I had to replace a certain amount of income. And so because I know how direct sales works, I knew that sponsoring was important. So immediately I was looking for people to join the business, and that was, kind of on the forefront of my mind. So why should you want to sponsor? Why is this important? Well, sponsoring is what is going to make you the most income with Unique. So you really have to think about direct sales like a franchise, right? So let's say, okay, you have McDonald's, okay, the first person that owned a McDonald's store. So they're going to make some money off their little McDonald's store and wherever McDonald's was started at, right? They're going to make some money off of that. But gosh, wouldn't it be cool if they could have someone in another state start a McDonald's and make money there and make an override off of that person? Or if they could have someone in a couple different states or different corners of that same state or city or whatever. Okay? You have to think about your Unique business like a franchise. You are a franchise owner. You bought into this amazing lucrative franchise with your $99 kit. So you have a franchise that you only have so much time, right? So you can either make money off of your time with what you're selling with the people that you know and how many people you can contact, or you can start making an override of the other people and the people that they know and the contacts that they have. So that's what's amazing about this business is you can make money off your own self, but you can start making money off of the time that you aren't putting into it, okay? So if you can think of it like that, it gets really, really exciting, and I feel like it's more urgent that way. Like, okay, I only have so many hours in a day, I only know so many people, but man, if I can sponsor a hairstylist in Texas and, you know, somebody else on the East Coast, gosh, wouldn't that be great? Because then when I have someone that's interested in that area, I can still benefit off of them, even if they're not purchasing directly from me. So, and how much money can you make at a team? Well, I can tell you it's really good money. You can make some really good money with a team, and that's how we have people making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month with Unique already because they built a team. And that may not be your goal. In fact, that may be even hard to imagine. But what about $1,000 a month? Okay, you can make that with a team, all off of your team. I currently make more off of my team than I do off of my own self. So I focus so much on my team because that's where the money is. Okay? So sponsoring is where it's at. So how do you feel about the opportunity? So this, again, is kind of like your personal assessment, okay? So if you aren't sponsoring or you haven't had the desire to sponsor, I want you to think about, do you feel like this is a good opportunity? Do you feel like if somebody joins your business that they're going to make money, that this is going to be good for them, that they're going to want to be part of it? How do you feel about that? Because I'll tell you, if you feel like this is not a good opportunity, that people can't make money from it, you may not even realize it, but you have, like, you know, subconsciously prevented yourself from sharing this business. You, again, you might not even realize it, but you have probably stopped conversations from happening because in your mind you're thinking these negative thoughts about, oh, you know, I don't know if I sponsor someone, you know, maybe they're not going to be successful or maybe I won't be able to help them get started. So you have to take all those, any negative thoughts at all, and just bury them in your backyard, throw them in a trash can, whatever. You got to get rid of any negative thoughts, okay? And I have to tell you, this opportunity that you have in your hand, this business in a box that you purchased, is amazing, and we're just getting started. And there is urgency in this business because if you don't tell your neighbor or your friend from high school or your friend from college, someone else will. And I have actually had people that have joined, you know, other teams. In fact, let me tell you a story. So when I first got started, I mentioned I came from another business, and so I wanted to build a team right from the start. Okay, so I go out, I'm starting to share the business, and I decided, you know, I don't know a lot about Facebook pages because it's all new to me here with this business, but I decided to do kind of a little giveaway. So I do a giveaway, and I start advertising it and say, hey, you know, like my page, I'm going to give away a free set of lashes. It was really kind of a bust, to be honest. I think I had 3 people enter. So I was so excited. I had these 3 people enter, and I thought, you know, I'm going to follow up with them tomorrow, the people that didn't win, and let them know, hey, by the way, you can like my site and da-da-da. So the next day I go on Facebook, and I noticed that one of the girls that had entered my drawing is starting to post about Unique, like, hey, I'm flying this mascara kind of post. And I freaked out, and I thought, oh, my gosh, she signed up. Like, how amazing is that? So I go to my back office, and I look at my company, and nope, she's not there. So I got panicky, and I messaged her really quick, and I go, hey, you know, thanks for entering my drawing, sorry to make it. I'd love to share more about the business and everything with you. And she goes, oh, my gosh, I was trying to find it. Now, this is like one day after the giveaway, like 24 hours hasn't even passed. And she goes, I tried to find you, but I was just so anxious about signing up that I went online and looked up somebody and just signed up. She signed up with someone in Minnesota, like not even near our area. So this is my second week in the business. Here, I'm so excited. I know I need a sponsor. I know I need to replace his income. I have this person that found out through Unique through me, and because I didn't ask her soon enough, within 24 hours, she signed up under someone else. So at that moment, I have to tell you, I was feeling a little bit frustrated. Like, oh my gosh, I need someone to sign up with me. Like, I had this, like, oh my gosh, like desperation, right? And I had this choice in front of me. I could either be really frustrated and really negative and just dwell on that disappointment of this person, or I can move on. and look for the next person and move on, right? I had those two choices, and I thought about that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to just, like, I'm so frustrated. I vented to my upline for a minute. And then I said, you know what, that's not the kind of person I want to be, and that's not the kind of business I want to run, and I know there's other people out there. So I shut the door on that, and I moved on. And that's probably one of the best things I've ever done is, you know what, you have disappointments, you have people that tell you no. I can't tell you how many people I've talked with that have not joined. There's a whole list of people. So you have to know that this is a great opportunity, but not everyone is going to take it up from you, or they will find out about it from you and join under someone else. And the best thing you can do is stay positive, move on, okay? Got to be positive, right? Whatever, I got to go back to this quote. This is good. Your mind is a powerful thing. When you feel positive starts, your life will start to change. This is so, so true. So what I want you to do is wake up in the morning and say, you know, who can I bless with this business? Who can I share this opportunity with? And start thinking more about that, because here's the thing. It's not about you. So if you are looking at, now, like I said, I always have a goal for the month. And so, you know, in my mind, I'm like, okay, for my business to be successful, I need to be sharing this with other people. But if I make it about me when I'm talking to someone, oh, you need to, you know, join my team and be part of me and help me promote, that's not going to work. In fact, please don't even ever say, hey, join my team or advertise that way, because guess what? That makes it all about you. And people do not join this business to help you. They do this to help themselves. So as you realize that, it'll change the way you talk with people. Because I'm not going to talk to people and they're like, yeah, so let me tell you about my success and this and this, me. I'm going to start asking questions and learning about them and making it all about them and how this can be a solution for their life, okay? So here are some things that work for me kind of in a nutshell. Number one, having conversations. I always have conversations going. I'm always looking for people to talk to. And there's a really good statistic that you really need to know in direct sales, and it's 1 out of 10. So out of every 10 conversations you have that are about the business, so not just like, you know, you sold a mascara, but you actually talked about the business, one person will end up joining your team. Now, I actually think Unique has a better statistic than that even, but if you know that, that means you're going to get 9 no's and 1 yes, okay? And that's okay. It's good to know that, because when you get a no, then you can say, hey, that's 1 more no that's closer to my next yes. Awesome. You can almost even make a goal. How many no's can I get this week? Okay? That's actually a really good idea to do. Okay? So you're always going to want to have conversations every day. I mean, Sarah Robbins says, you know, 3 contacts a day keeps the leads coming my way. So she's focusing on making new contacts and new conversations all the time. Okay? Keep an ongoing list. I'm really big on lists. I'm really not an organized person. I kind of look that way, but I'm not. So to keep myself sane and organized, I make a list. And so I have a notebook, and I keep a list of who I'm going to talk to that month about the business. So past customers, you know, maybe someone else that I am thinking of or, you know, talking to. Also, I will add to that list. So through the month. So if I talk to someone and they said, oh, yeah, you know, I'm kind of interested in business, I put them on there, because if I don't write them down, I will forget about that person. I won't follow up with them, and I will miss the opportunity. So I have to stay on top of that. And I try to sneak my business in. So if you're having a conversation with somebody, you know, in the front of my mind, this is how I think, okay? In the front of my mind, I'm like, how can I work my business into this conversation? Not like in a weird, crazy, like, salesy way, but just naturally into the conversation. So instead of, you know, using the drive-through with your bank, walk into your bank to deposit a check or to get cashed out, okay? And they're always going to ask you, how are you doing today? And you're not going to say, oh, good. You're going to say, oh, my gosh, I'm having a fantastic day, and my business is just doing great. Oh, well, what's your business? I mean, you're going to start saying things that lead to conversations, okay? I always try to, you know, put my business in. When someone asks, oh, what do you do? Instead of saying, oh, yeah, I do direct sales. Oh, my gosh, I own this crazy, awesome mascara business, and I help women set up online businesses. Okay, so that's going to start some conversations. It's going to get some things going, okay? Sneak your business in whenever you can. You never know who's going to be interested, okay? And you need to go back to every single hostess and every single customer, because those are going to be like the trying people, right? They've tried their product, they love it. Signing up is already something they're thinking about. Okay, they just aren't going to be brave enough to ask you. Most of the time, people don't ask you. You have to ask them, okay? And like I mentioned, commit to a monthly goal. So I learned quality about me that I think really works in my favor. I actually was talking to my daughter tonight. So my daughter's in gymnastics, and she's kind of stuck at a level. I have one daughter that has moved on to the next level and one daughter that's stuck. Well, the one daughter that's moved on, she comes home and she practices. I mean, she does. You know, she couldn't do it back then, and now she can. And she would get really frustrated. She was trying to learn how to do a kick over, and man, it was so hard, and she just kept messing up and messing up. But she just kept doing it over and over and over again, over and over. And I talked to her, like, the more you practice, you're going to get better. It won't get so hard. And she mastered it, and she moved on to the next level. And I have one daughter who wants to move on to the next level, but she doesn't practice at home. She just thinks about, oh, I want to do it, but I get frustrated and I give up. And so I said, it's okay to be stubborn. It's a good quality to be stubborn, and I think that's one thing that has worked in my favor. I'm very stubborn. So if I have a goal that I want to sponsor 3 people, and I get to the end of the month and I haven't sponsored 3 people, you can bet I'm going to start working my bliss. I'm going to start making conversations because I'm going to sponsor that 3rd person. And I'm not going to come across desperate, okay? I'm going to come across, hey, you know what? We have this, I'm thinking about you. And I know you talked, we're interested in the business a little bit before. I wanted just to follow up with you, see how I can help you get started and, start growing your business, okay? So commit. That's something that you have to do personally. Your sponsor can't do that for you. I can't do that for you. We can't call you the last week of the month and say, hey, if you're not near your goals, what are you going to do? That's something you have to decide to do, okay? So here's another tip for you. No prejudging at all. I am constantly pleasantly surprised at who decides to join the business. Sometimes you might have an idea of who should be part of this business, right? You join, you're like, oh my gosh, my friend Carol, she'd be amazing at this. You text Carol and she says, there's no way I'd ever do that. And you're like, oh my gosh, that was my golden person. Now who do I talk to? Okay? You're just going to start talking to everybody because you have no idea. I've had people that, that I thought, oh my gosh, they work full time. There's no way they'd ever be interested. And they're the ones that say, let me think about this. I'd like to do this. And here's my issue too. Sometimes, this is still a weakness of mine. I look at people that work full time. I've never worked full time. And I get intimidated by that. I think, what do I have to offer them? But I have to remember that you never know someone's situation. You never know their circumstance. And I have a lady, awesome lady in the UK who has joined Unique, and she is a dentist. And just the fact that she joined and, wanted to be part of Unique gave me a lot of courage to talk to people in similar situations. I mean, she has this respectable career, but she works all the time. She has no time freedom. She only gets paid for the time that she works. And this is a business where she can work and get paid for time that she's not doing, right? So do not prejudge anybody. You're just going to talk to everybody. And look for green lights. So when you're talking with somebody, and, or someone talks to you and they're like, oh, I'm so stressed out for my job. Whoa, that's like a total green light. She's stressed out for my job. Oh my gosh, my finances are so tight. Or I'm going from here to here to here to here. They're telling you about a problem, right? And you have a solution. So you want to make sure you have that conversation with them. My gosh, you're so stressed out your job. Well, tell me more. Ask them questions about it. What's stressing me out? Da, da, da. Have you ever thought about doing something different? I'd love to tell you a little bit about what I do. Are you up for lunch tomorrow? Let's go get some coffee or whatever. So look for those green lights. People will tell you a lot about, or on Facebook, right? You're looking at Facebook and you'll see people complaining about their job or their work or their car or their cat, whatever. Maybe that would be a good opportunity to send them a little message to say, hey, I was just thinking about you. How is everything going? Okay? And then attraction. So this is part about branding yourself, and this has worked really well for me with Unique. I didn't really do this in my past business, but with Unique, this is something I totally ran with. You want to start attracting people to you. So you want to be your own brand. When people think of Unique, you want them to think of you. And when they think of you, you want them to think of Unique. So it's okay in this situation to be the crazy lash lady. That's what you want to be, okay? I have had people, in fact, I'll give you a specific example. So Kendra on my team, before she was on my team, we were part of a networking group. And I had joined Unique, and about a month later, she told her friend Lindsay, hey, you should check out this business. This girl that I know, Michelle, she does it. You should check it out. So Lindsay ended up joining. I didn't know Lindsay at all before, but because of Kendra's introduction, she ended up joining Unique. Well, Lindsay now makes up at least about a third of my team, all under Lindsay. She's an awesome leader. She ran with the business, and Kendra ended up signing up under Lindsay several months later. So I would never have met Lindsay if Kendra didn't know that I did Unique. So because she knew, because I was actively working my business, you go on my Facebook page, and it'll say I work at, and it's connected to my business page. I don't feel like I, throw up Unique all over my personal page, but you definitely know as you're scrolling through, hey, she does Unique and she's actively doing it. Okay? And be positive. So on your Facebook page, no negativity, no complaining, no swearing, no profanity, no super provocative photos. People don't want to see that. Do things that are positive, happy, where people look and say, man, I know Facebook, it's not 100% real, right? We know people have problems and they don't put it all out there for everyone to see. We know that, okay? But you're creating a brand for yourself. Amber Voigt does it, okay? She has an online persona of who she is, and she projects that to people. A lot of people do the same thing. So project the best version of yourself. It's not being fake. It's being the best person that you are, okay? The other huge tip I have for sponsoring is to utilize YouTube. I can't tell you how amazing YouTube is for me. It's beyond amazing. In fact, there's 4 people I sponsored last month, and the 3 people I sponsored so far, one person I met before. The other 2 people I sponsored this month all found me through YouTube. Every single one. They came to me. Okay, that's attraction marketing. So how does YouTube work, and how do you utilize that? You need to create value. So what I do is now when I create a video, I specifically, this is going to sound kind of sneaky, but I specifically make a video that people will hopefully share. Other Unique presenters will share, because that will increase the amount of people that view the video. So then when other people are looking for Unique, my videos will hopefully come up higher because they have been viewed by more people. So you want to create value. You also, when people are looking for a Unique presenter, so let me give you an example. I have a lady from Florida that joined me. We had never talked before. We don't know each other. We don't have any connection. She had someone in her salon that tried the mascara. She talked with her, and she goes, oh, my gosh, that's awesome. I need to sell that. Okay? She actually didn't ask her friend who she bought it from, or maybe she did, but she didn't join under that person. What she did is she went to Google and did some research, and she watched lots of different videos, and she decided to contact me and sign up with me. Actually, I believe she just signed up. We didn't even really talk. Okay? So one thing that she saw is that, hey, I'm creating, training for my team. I'm creating ideas. So it doesn't have to be about makeup. In fact, I've done very little makeup tutorials. I'd like to do more of those. But I do a lot of tutorials about the business. Hey, here's a tip that's worked for me. Hey, here's something like this. So I do a lot of those kinds of things. And so when people are researching Unique, they see that and they say, hey, this would be somebody that would be able to help me get going with my business. You don't have to be a professional. You can just share your own experience, your own story, your own successes, or things that you've learned from someone else and put your own twist on it, okay? Product tutorials are great too, okay? You're just showing value for people and you're getting your name out there. I mean, how many people can I talk to on a daily basis? I'm kind of limited by my time. But if I put a video out there, or even Pinterest is like that, something out there in social media that can be shared, that has value that people will share, how many more people is that going to impact? I mean, it's amazing, just mind-blowing to think about, okay? And videos are huge. People are more likely to watch what I believe a 30-minute video than read 3 paragraphs, okay? That's how much videos. And if you don't believe me, think of today. How many videos did you watch on Facebook? If you were on Facebook today, did you click on a video? I think I clicked on at least 4. That's why I'm trying to work. I'm like, I can't click on videos. I got to go back to work, okay? But they're so distracting, and they just look so interesting, and I feel like, oh, my gosh, I have to watch it, right? Okay, videos are huge, huge, huge. All right. When you find someone that you're going to talk to, okay, I know I keep saying my biggest tip, you need to ask questions, okay? You need to listen more and talk less. That is a huge thing with conversations and communication with people, okay? My husband actually and I were just talking about this because he's so good at sales. He's done sales for years and years, and he's so good. We were talking about this actually last night when we were going out to dinner, and he said, I just ask questions. But here's the thing people miss. This is what he told me. He said often they'll ask one question. So let's say you're a salesman coming to your door and you're, selling a product. And like I had a lady that came and she was selling books, okay? So she stopped by my door. What if you just asked, okay, so what does your son like to read? And then someone would say, my son likes to read this. And then you move on to, okay, what does your daughter like to read? So you're asking these really kind of shallow questions. The secret is to ask follow-up, more in-depth questions, okay? So if I'm talking to someone, let's say about unique, okay? So if I say, if you don't like your job, da-da-da, and she's going to answer this. If I went right into, unique is a solution, okay, that's kind of shallow. But what if I did a follow-up question? Tell me what it is you don't like about this. Oh, my gosh, tell me how frustrating that is. And you get them answering questions, guess what? They're going to connect to you. They're going to feel trust with you. You've created a rapport with them, all by asking questions. That's a huge secret to communication. Ask more questions. If you want to sell at a booth, it even goes to selling, right? If you want to sell at a booth, don't just ask them, hey, have you ever heard of Unique? Ask them, so tell me about the brand of makeup that you currently use. So what do you like most about that brand? If you could change anything about your makeup, what would you change? Hey, so what colors of eyeshadow do you like to wear? Asking questions can get you more of everything that you want, okay? You can't figure out how Unique is a solution for them until you know what their problems are. Once you can figure out what problems they have in their life, and everyone has something. Everybody's got something, okay? If they don't need the money, maybe they need the friendship. If they don't need the friendship, maybe they'd like to travel. There's always something. Maybe their son's going to college, but you won't know that unless you ask, right? So start getting really good at asking questions, okay? And now I want to share some magic words here, okay? I've told a couple stories just even tonight, okay? People process information best in stories. So when you're telling someone about the business, okay, or someone asks you about the company, don't start going all these different facts, okay? So, yeah, you get 20% commission and free website, and you get this, and you start, spouting off facts. You should tell a story. Tell how Unique has changed you or affected you in a positive way. And it's okay if you're just getting started. You can tell them what you're going to do with this business. But people will connect to you better if you tell a story than if you just tell facts, okay? So if somebody was, talking to me and they're saying, tell me a little bit more about this business, I would say, you know what, this business is amazing. You can make really great money from home. Here's what it's done for me, okay? I've been able to do this and this and this because of this business. And here's what they're going to do. Now they're going to picture themselves in your shoes. And they're going to start thinking to themselves how this business can change their life. And they're going to visualize it. And that's what you want people to do. You want people to not just think, there's money, because there's so many opportunities, right? You have so many, work from home opportunities, and people immediately just brush it off. Well, that's a scam. Well, it's not going to work. But you show them how it's working for you, and you get them to connect to your story, and man, they're going to start getting emotional. If this can be a solution for them, they're going to really grab onto that. And you can say, hey, I can show you how you can do that too for you. If I can show you how to solve that problem for you, would you be willing to, jump in? Would you be interested in this? Okay? Amazing things can happen when you just get the facts out of the way. So don't vomit information, okay? Share your story and then get off Facebook, okay? When I have somebody that's interested in the business and they come to me, and I get this question a lot, what do I send somebody that's interested in the business, okay? I really don't have a script because I kind of personalize it for that person, but here's what I do. I get off the phone, I get off Facebook, and I get on the phone. So I had a lady this today. She messaged me on my Facebook business page. I'm not quite sure how she found me. She lives in Mexico. So when she messaged me, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm getting people from Mexico contacting me. Yay, I'm so excited. So she contacted me, and she said, I'd like some more information about the business. I'm really interested in joining. So here's what I did. I sent her a little, 2-3 sentences. I would love to send you some more information. It's such an amazing opportunity. I can't tell you all the great things that have happened with my business and what this has done for me. And I said, let's set up a time to talk. Okay, she's in Mexico, so I don't want to do international calling. She does speak a little bit of English. So I think what we'll do is do Google Hangouts because we'll be able to understand each other better if we can see each other. I made the mistake with another country launch in New Zealand. I had a lady that I was working with, and we did like 1,500 messages back and forth on Facebook. I mean, that is a lot of messages back and forth. For 4 months, we were messaging back and forth. We never talked on the phone once. We never did Skype. We never did Google. I was kind of freaked out about putting too much, trust, interest, time into that relationship. And 2 weeks before the launch, she had connected with somebody else, and she messaged me and said, I feel like I have a better connection with her. I'm going to sign up with her. Okay, 4 months, 1,500 messages. She didn't feel a connection to me. I will not make that mistake again. And Facebook is good for a lot of things, but it is not good for conveying passion and excitement and energy, right? I mean, and the phone is like second best. Like in person would be even better. But if you can't be in person, Google whatever, get on the phone with them. Because you can, with your voice, show your excitement for this company, for your business, for your life, okay? And they cannot get that from Facebook. They won't get it from Facebook. So get off Facebook, get on the phone, okay? So take yourself out of the salesperson role. You're a consultant. So you were all about, here's a problem. I'm going to ask some questions to find out what that problem is, and I'm going to show them if it fits, right? If it makes sense. I'm going to show them how unique can be a solution for that. That's what a consultant does. A salesperson is just here, join. A consultant is, okay, let's talk, let's have a conversation. And that's what you really want to be, okay? Now I'm going to share we're going to hurry up really quick because I know you guys are usually doing calls about 20, 30 minutes. So I'm going to wrap up this really fast. But I wanted to share some words because sometimes some of you might be in the situation where, hey, I talk to a lot of people, but I can't get anyone to go from, hey, I'm interested in the business to joining my team. So I want you to share some magic words because it does make a difference on the wording that you use. So I want you to not say these anymore. Hey, would you be interested in? Hey, I just got involved in. Was immediately like, people put up walls when they hear those kind of words. They're like, oh, she's trying to get me to do something. I'm already skeptical before she even tells me what it is. I've already kind of made up my mind. I don't want to hear it, okay? So don't say those kinds of things. Instead, again, you're going to ask questions, okay? Hey, would it be okay if we get together for lunch? I want something fun I want to share with you, okay? Or you can say things like, people always want to be involved with what the crowd's involved with, okay? So if we say things like if we're doing an online party or a home party, and we can say, yeah, most people that try the mascara are usually interested in sharing it with their friends, and you can earn money off of it as well. I mean, what if you said something like that at the booth? If you're talking with someone about mascara, and you can say, yeah, actually, most people that buy the mascara, they actually upgrade to the presenter kit because it's only $70 more, and it just makes sense. I mean, instead of saying, hey, as you're talking with someone at the booth, hey, so would you be interested in learning more about the business? Can you see how it would be taken a little bit differently, right? Hey, I'm just curious, how do you like your job? Oh, I'm just curious, what do you do for your business? Okay? Everybody knows that you save more money as a presenter than you do as a customer. Everybody says they love joining Unique, or everyone says they love hosting parties with Unique. So you can change the wording that you use. And by the way, Big Al, I can't remember looking, but if you type in Google or YouTube and do Big Al direct sales, there's some amazing resources on there. Schroeder, I think is his last name, Big Tom Al Schroeder, something like that. I'll have Holly post a link. There's amazing things on wording that you can use. I really suggest, spending a little bit of time doing that. Last, I just want to talk about the closing. So some of you maybe, you talk to a lot of people, you have people interested, but again, you just can't get them to commit, okay? I like this picture because sometimes that closing can be awkward, right? We're talking to someone, maybe even on the phone, we're sharing, and they're like, yeah, that sounds interesting. And then we get to that point where we're like, okay, so, yeah, so let me know, let me know what you think, okay? If you say that at the end, you've just written it off You just told them, hey, we spent all this time together, but you're not worth getting into this business with, okay? So don't let it be awkward, okay? Do a smooth closing, okay? Something that I really like to do is, again, ask people what they need to make to be successful for them. How much money do you need to make, to have someone to be successful? Oh, I need to make $500 a month. That's awesome. If I could show you how to make $500 a month, would you be interested in getting going? Okay? And then one thing that we already talked about this, I added these in. Not Facebook, don't want my information. I couldn't remember if I added those in these. Okay. This is something I use all the time, and it works amazingly well. So when you get to the awkward closing of, I don't know, should I ask them or what should I do? Here's what you can just say. Okay, it's been so great talking with you today. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is, hosting a lash bash and sharing the product with your friends, and 10 is joining as a presenter, I'm just curious, where would you be at? And they will tell you their interest level. They'll tell you, oh, I'm just at a 2. Okay, well, you're probably not really, wanting to join. If they say anything below 5, get them started on their own party, okay, or purchasing. That's totally fine. They're going to be a great customer. But if they say a 6 or above, they're really thinking about the presenter part. And if they're not at a 10, they just need some help overcoming a couple of concerns. So you can say, oh, 6, well, great. So it sounds like you probably have a couple of concerns, maybe about joining. Do you mind me asking, what those might be? We can kind of talk about it. If they say a 9 or a 10, get them signed up that night. 10, hey, perfect. Let's go on the website and get you signed up so you can get started right away. So I love this because you don't have to guess how interested they are. They will just tell you. People want to tell you. You just have to ask them, right? Just ask them what they, are interested in. They'll tell you. Okay, so here's my last thing to just share with you tonight. The most effective way to do it is to do it, okay? Don't overthink it. It's all about conversations. The more people you talk to, the more people you will find. The more parties you host, the more customers you get, the more people you will find that want to do the business. It's just going to naturally happen. So if you're stressing about the results of something, if you're sitting in your house and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I need a sponsor, I need a sponsor, I need a sponsor, but you're just sitting there thinking about it, it's not going to happen. Okay, you have to put the action. So like I said, I have my goal of how many people I want to sponsor every month. But I don't focus on that. I focus on the daily activities. How many people am I going to contact today to make that result happen? Okay? And Bree Richardson said this really good in one of her sponsoring videos. She said, you know what? If you're not getting the results that you want, then double your efforts. If you talk to 2 people a day, talk to 4 people a day. If you talk to 4 people and you're not getting to where you want to be in this business, talk to 5 people a day. Talk to 6 people a day. You just have to do more. Okay? And all I can promise you, and this is like, if you're not seeing the success you want to see yet in the business, or you're not quite where you want to be in the business, you're making as much money as you want to have, all I can tell you is this. And you just have to trust me that it's there. It's there for taking. It's there for you. There's so much room at the top for leaders. We are looking for those that want to be, not only want to be leaders, but are willing to do the work to do that. We are the next Mary Kay. I lose sleep thinking about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm in the beginning of this little company that is just going to blossom into this huge international business, international lucrative business, and we're just getting started. So if you want to be, amazing and successful and have a huge team, then just do it. Okay, go out and start sponsoring, go out and stirring the business and get that fire lit under you, and nobody can do that for you. You have to light your own fire. You have to just go out and do it. And if you're not getting the results for how many people you're talking to, talk to more people. Maybe you're just not talking to enough people. In my previous business, I was challenged to talk to 3 people a day or 5 people a day for a month. And I thought, I'm going to stretch myself. I'm going to talk to 5 people a day. And I didn't even use Facebook with my other business, at all. So this is in-person conversations I was planning on having. 5 people a day, okay? I sponsored the most people I'd ever had, that month, because I almost doubled my efforts, right? And I was so committed to my goal. If it was 8 o'clock at night and I hadn't reached my 5 people that day, I went to Walgreens. I went to CVS. I went out of my house to have a conversation. That's how committed I was to that goal. And again, my sponsor couldn't do that for me. She couldn't say, hey, I talked to this person, here's your information. No, I had to do it. It's my business. If I want to see that success, if I commit to that goal, I'm going to be the one that's got to do it. Okay? And I can just tell you that it is so worth it. Our products are amazing. People love them. We have people that are joining the business left and right. So if they're not joining under you, that means you need to find them first. And if you don't talk to them first, somebody else will. I just had, just like within the last 2 weeks, 2 people that I talked to in my previous business that I hadn't talked to with Unique. I hadn't invited them to host a party, hosting online parties. I wanted to, pull my hair out. Not because of them, because of me. I didn't ask them. There they were. They want to host a party. They're so excited about the product. They love it. And I didn't ask them, okay? I had to ask them first. There's so much urgency in this business. We just got to get out there and share. Just start sharing and be excited. Have your enthusiasm be contagious, and people will start gravitating toward you, and they'll want whatever you have. Okay, they see you being happy and excited and sharing on Facebook about this amazing training that you just went to, or this call you just got on, or these new friends that you just found. They want what you have. I didn't join Unique for the money. Okay, I actually was terrified of leaving my other business because of the friends that I had, and I wanted to replace that as quickly as possible. Unique to me is so much more than the money, and it'll be that way for you and for people that you bring into this business. Okay, so your job is to bless other people's lives, and do that as quickly as you can. And if you bless their lives, your life will be blessed in return. That's just how this business works. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope that you guys took lots of notes, got lots of ideas, and just go out and just do it. Okay, just start sharing. That's my last little, hurrah, rah-rah for you guys. If you can do this, you can be fantastic at it. It takes a little bit of practice. I've had, years and years with this, and but you can do it, okay? Get out. The more you practice, the more you talk with people, the better it will get. So just do it and finish up this month really strong. So have a wonderful night. Thanks, you guys, for joining me. Bye.